The EPP Group held a conference on the role of the Church and EU commitments on migration and the economic crisis. The aim of the meeting was to raise public awareness of the poverty and social exclusion suffered by millions of those arriving in Europe or migrating from one country to another. The important role played by churches was central to the debate. They supplement the work of governmental organisations and local and EU institutions by providing services, practical advice and counselling to those in need. Maria Gabriel, responsible for the EPP Group's Mediterranean policy, highlighted the serious commitment of churches and church-related communities to the challenges that Europe faces.
Today we have the opportunity to see, on the basis of our own values, of our Christian Democrat values, how we can better cope with poverty and social exclusion. We can clearly say today that our Christian Democrat values and the Church offer us the value of solidarity that is already a first solution when receiving people. We can also say that the Church has a transversal role, one that allows us to put forward our own values like inclusion, dialogue and tolerance. These are values that will guide our joint action to better manage sensitive topics.
The conference, organised by the EPP Group's Mediterranean Policy and Interreligious Dialogue Service, was an important precursor to an upcoming visit to the European Parliament by the Pope.
I'm sure that the Pope will remind us as Europeans about our values, about our roots inside of the European Union, Christian roots inside of the European Union, and he will underline what does this mean in the daily life of the today's people. And that means, for example, Europe has to be a continent of humanity. In the sense of migration, we have to be open for migrants who are coming to Europe. And he will for sure remind us in our responsibility to fight against poverty all over the world.
His Holiness Pope Francis will visit the European Parliament in Strasbourg and address its members during a solemn session on the 25th of November. He is invited to the Chamber for a debate on the key social policy questions. Nearly 26 years ago, St. John Paul II was the first Pope to speak before the European Parliament. The Polish Pope, who spoke before the fall of the Berlin Wall, expressed his hope that European integration would become a reality throughout the continent. Next week, in his speech, the Pope is expected to support the pursuit of European integration while addressing social challenges from the point of view of the European values that are at the root of the continent.